Imagine waiting more than 30 years for the answer to one single mystery. Outlander fans have carried one question through every book, every season, and every cliffhanger. How did Jaime's ghost appear in 1945, long before Claire ever traveled back in time? Now that Season 8 is confirmed as the final chapter of this entire saga, the pressure to finally solve this mystery is greater than ever. And if you think you already know the answer, wait until you hear how many theories connect in ways most viewers never noticed. So stay with me, because every clue matters, and the truth might be hiding in plain sight. To understand any theory, we first need to revisit the moment where this whole mystery began. Claire stood at her window in 1945 brushing her hair. She had no idea her entire life was about to change. She looked into the mirror with calmness, unaware that something supernatural was standing just outside. A Highlander watched her with a look of longing she could not feel yet. At the same moment, Frank walked through the street, caught in the rain, and noticed the eerie figure staring up at Claire. He tried speaking, but the man did not respond. Instead, the figure bumped into Frank and vanished instantly. No movement, no fading, just gone. The truth came years later. That figure was Jaime, not alive, not traveling through the stones, but appearing as a ghost. This revelation stunned fans. Jaime cannot time travel. He never has. The rules of the story do not allow him to. Yet his ghost appeared in a year to centuries ahead of his birth. This question has shaped Outlander discussions for decades. How can a man who cannot time travel appear as a spirit in another century? For that, we look at the most widely accepted theory among fans. The first theory brings us to the Battle of Culloden. Many believe that in one version of events, Jaime died on the battlefield. This possibility connects directly to something he once told Claire. He said he would find her even if he had to endure 200 years of punishment. 200 years of purgatory. 200 years without her, as if his soul was destined to wait for her across lifetimes. When his ghost appeared in 1945, the math suddenly aligned. 200 years earlier places us in 1745. That is the same period leading up to Culloden, and in that timeline, Jaime would have been around 25 years old, which the author confirmed is the age of the ghost. This theory suggests Jaime died in that alternate path and his spirit wandered for centuries searching for Claire. It carries a heavy emotional weight. It explains his devotion. It reflects his promise. And it fits the spiritual traditions tied to Samhain, the time of year when spirits are said to travel more freely between worlds. But the more you explore Outlander, the more you realize that the story never settles for one simple answer. There is always another layer waiting beneath the surface. The second theory pulls us into Season 5. Jaime nearly died from a snake bite in Episode 9. During that moment, he described being between life and death. He said he could choose to go forward or return. It was a crossroads, a boundary where a soul can drift outside of time. Some fans believe Jaime's spirit used that temporary state to slip ahead into the future and see Claire in 1945. It would mean the ghost in Episode 1 was Jaime at the exact moment he was deciding whether to live or die in Season 5. This theory changes the way we view time in Outlander. Instead of linear rules, it suggests the spirit can move freely when the body is close to death. Jaime did not physically travel in time, but his soul may have. And when Frank saw him vanish, it could have been the moment Jaime chose to return to life with Claire by his side. This idea gains strength when you look at Season 7. Jaime talks about dreams where he sees electric light. He does not understand what electricity is. But what if these dreams were not dreams? What if they were fragments from that moment when his spirit reached the future and saw Claire's world? Lamps, cars, streetlights, all things that would appear impossible to a man from the 1700s. His confusion would make sense. His memories would be blurred, and the dreams could be echoes of the future his soul briefly witnessed. But the third theory is where Outlander's magic, mythology, and destiny collide in a way that feels deeply meaningful. This theory comes from the study of Samhain traditions and ancient rituals that stretch back centuries. According to old folklore, a woman could sit before a mirror, comb her hair, and see the face of the man she was destined to marry. Now think back to Claire in 1945. She was brushing her hair. She was staring into a mirror. She was surrounded by the spiritual energy of a sacred day. She had no idea she was reenacting a ritual older than her own lifetime. And rituals do not need your permission to work. They only need the action. This theory says Claire unknowingly called Jamie to her. Not his living form, not his body, his spirit. The spirit of the man she was meant to love. The bond between them was so powerful that even Frank could see Jamie's ghost. And if Claire had turned her head slightly, she would have seen him too. Not just a shadow, not a reflection. The man who would one day rescue her, love her, and reshape her entire life. This idea weaves together fate, love, and tradition in a way that feels true to the themes of Outlander. There is one more layer that complicates this theory in an exciting way. In the books, Jamie's ghost appears on April 28th during Beltane, but in the show, the ghost scene happens during Samhain. Both days are known in Celtic folklore for thinning the veil between the living and the dead. Both days allow spirits to cross, so the difference in dates might not matter. Instead, it could hint that the final season will reveal a new explanation that blends both traditions. A twist that brings together the spiritual energy of both Beltane and Samhain. Many fans argue that Jamie's ghost cannot come from one single event. They believe every theory contains a small part of the truth. The Culloden theory gives us emotional depth. The near-death theory gives us a direct connection to the modern world. The ritual theory gives us mythology and fate. Together, they create a map of possibilities that Outlander has been building for decades. Think about Claire's journey. She did not plan to time travel. She did not expect to fall through the stones. She did not know she had any connection to Celtic magic. Yet the moment she touched the stones, they responded to her. So if Claire could travel through time without meaning to, then the idea of her accidentally calling Jamie's spirit through a mirror becomes far more believable. The Outlander universe has always played with destiny. Nothing that happens to Claire or Jamie feels random. Their lives intertwine across eras, battles, and lifetimes. So what does this mean for Jamie's ghost? It could mean that destiny brought his spirit forward long before Claire understood her place in time. It could mean that Jamie loved her before he even knew her. It could mean that their bond was written into the fabric of time itself. And if the final season reveals this truth, it would bring every part of their story full circle. But the unanswered question still remains. Which theory feels closest to the truth? Did Jamie die in one timeline and wait 2 centuries for Claire? Did his spirit slip forward during that single moment between life and death? Did Claire accidentally perform an ancient ritual that pulled Jamie through the veil? Or is the truth even deeper than all of these ideas? No matter which theory you believe, one thing is certain. Jamie and Claire's connection is bigger than time, bigger than war, bigger than fate itself. Their love reaches across centuries and refuses to break. And that is why Jamie's ghost appeared in 1945. Whether through death, destiny, ritual, or pure love, he found her. He always finds her. Tell me which theory you feel gives the strongest answer, because after decades of questioning, we are finally close to learning the truth in Season 8. And once you process this mystery, there are more secrets ahead that might change everything you think you know about Outlander.